be at the Tony V's before the Unwrap show. Up there at Angel of the Winds Arena. That's exactly right. Tony V's, a couple blocks away from the arena.
Super close, yes.
We're going to do our show live from 2 until 6. No cover, open to the public. 21 and older, please.
Yeah, obviously.
Or you will not be allowed in. We'll have some special guests stopping by for the broadcast. And we invite you to join us. You're going to be a part of the entire live broadcast.
Yeah, you are the broadcast that day. By the way, Miles, you'll appreciate this. There's a Brooklyn Brothers Pizza very, very,
it's
very
across
close.
the street from the arena. That place is awesome.
I know.
They have one in Mukilteo as well. Yeah.
Just
Stop by
saying.
and get a piece of pie on your way out of there. Make sure you're doing okay before you head home.
You might want to do it before you go to the bar.
Either way, you know what I mean? Either get some food at Tony V's, one of the restaurants that are nearby, or stop in there and do that.
Eat.
Brooklyn Brothers is great. Our question, what was your best or worst interaction with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, David. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So I'm glad you had a break before the last caller because it was nowhere near the life experience. But so here's what happened. I have some evergreens in my front yard. Crows love to nest in them and never really bothered us. Well, a baby crow fell out of one of the nests and just was left there to die, I guess, because none of the other birds were really doing anything about it. It was too small to fly. So, me being me, I kind of just nurtured it. Every morning I'd go out there and feed it, give it some water, and the mama papa crows, like I said, weren't doing anything about it. I don't think they retrieve them. If the baby bird can't get back up to the nest, they just let it go. Couple weeks go by, and now the bird's getting a little bit bigger and trying to flap his wings and whatnot. So I'm out in the front yard throwing him up in the air, trying to teach him how to fly, feeding the darn thing. Well, nobody knew that this was going on except my wife. My brother winds up coming over, and this bird is so comfortable with me now, I can put him on my shoulder, and he just sits there. And my brother comes over. I walk up to the front of his vehicle, his window, and he thinks I'm got this fake pirate plastic bird on my shoulder, and he rolls the window down, and the bird goes flying into his van, realizing it's a real bird, freaks him out, freaks the bird out, and, the life-threatening part is he could have pecked our eyes out, or I don't know. But it was a pretty cool experience.
Well, how long are you and this crow buddies? Because they say a crow can carry like a 17-year grudge, right? So I would think if you've been sweet to this thing.
Thank you for asking that, because this crow, it's been about 14 years, and this crow, I believe it's the same crow. I mean, it didn't have any distinct markings, but comes to the same telephone pole on the corner of the street. I live on a corner lot. Comes to that pole. The trees have been cut for, I don't know, 9 years now, and I think it's the same crow. I mean, I feed it. It hangs out, doesn't fly away, doesn't caw when I'm out there. So I think it's the same one.
It's got to be. I bet it is.
Yeah, if it's not, because they're like I said, whether it's a grudge or their loyalty, that is what they are known for.
Right. And I'm surprised you didn't get dive bombed by the parents while you were doing this.
I did some research, and that's what I found out. If the baby crow falls out, they don't retrieve it. They either find a way back to the nest or they just forget about it.
That's what happened to my first 9 kids. They were infants. Put them on the sidewalk and said, brother, if you can't crawl back to that front door, I ain't having you. So.
I kind of respect the crows.
Good one. Yeah. Hey, thanks for having me, guys. You have a great evening.
Hey, you too.
Right on, man.
If that baby's so dumb it falls out of the nest, he's on his own.
That's a long conversation between mom and dad, though. Mom's saying that, but Henry, we should go he's our baby. And they're like, no, Gladys, I'm telling you, if he's too stupid to get back to the nest, we're not doing it. My friends will make fun of me.
What was your best or worst interaction with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
It's a little bit like letting your kid touch a hot stove.
I let my son do that once, and I told him not to. Right. I was cooking. He's standing beside me, and I can't remember what he asked me, but he wanted to touch it. And I said, dude, do not touch that. It is hot. And I'll say this to the day I die. You cannot explain what hot is if someone has not had the experience, right? There's no way to explain it. You can say it hurts, whatever. So kids do not understand peripheral vision. We understand that. So I'm facing my pan again, and I see his little hand creeping up, one finger out. I see it touch the red coil. I see his hand just shoot back, and I was holding it with his other hand. And so I just calmly looked at him, and I said, okay, now do you know what hot is now? And he's fighting back the tears. He just shook his little head, yes. Not an issue again. But I'm like, look, now you know, man. I told you, but there's no way to figure it out until you do it, and you did it, and I let you, and now you know. Yeah.
Yeah, same with
Never did.
spicy.
You know it was spicy?
I've seen a kid, right. They were like, I don't know, 7.
All right.
I like spicy. I don't think you do, kid. I do. Okay. Try the whatever. It was like a group of people.
Sure.
So people were eating something that obviously this kid thought looked good.
Yeah.
But, we're like, it's spicy. And they were like, no, I like spicy. Like, I don't think you do. I like it.
Okay.
Try it. It's so hot. I don't think I like spicy. Like, yeah.
Oh, now we know. We're moving on.
You're really going to hate it tomorrow.
Hello, Johnny. Welcome to the men's room.
Good evening, fellas.
Hola.
How's it going?
Doing great, man.
Good. Now, when you're a kid, you remember certain things, when you're 5, 6 years old. So I was raised in Tulsa, Oklahoma by the Tulsa International Airport. In our neighborhood, the older kids watched the younger kids. So a group of guys that had been drafted and get ready to go to Vietnam said, come on, boys. So grab my brother, myself, and a couple other kids, and off we go. Kids that are just graduating high school. So we go to the other side of Tulsa International Airport to the pig farm. And lo and behold, this kid, Pat Kennedy, decides to jump on a pig, and lo and behold, as it's running down the fence line, there's a foot-long galvanized nail that is bent. We didn't see it. The older guys didn't see it. Pat Kennedy's arm went up to it, and he stuck to the fence.
Oh, damn.
You are 5 and 6 years old, and the scream that he let out, one of the older kids, Robert, went over, grabbed my brother's shirt, ripped it off of him, wrapped it around Pat's arm, and then next thing you know, it's like, holy moly. And I mean, these pigs were big. And that's the darndest thing that I'd ever seen in my life, getting on a pig and then sticking to a fence. You can't predict.
I mean, when you say it like that.
Well, you did predicate it with Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Did you ever jump on a pig yourself?
I did not, but I tried to jump on a cow, and that daggum thing, it flipped me when I was older with my cousins down by Texas. They all had a big ranch and horse farm, cow farm, bull farm. They were bull riders. So I got on one, and I lasted 3 seconds, and I said, oh, that's not for me.
Oh, man. Yeah. That's not good to be impaled.
God.
Did you read that story about that guy who was trimming a palm tree?
No.
Don't read it. It's horrible.
Wait, what happens? Is he climbing up in the palm
He's
tree?
in the palm tree.
All right.
The wind is blowing a little bit.
Okay.
He's like shaving the bottom stuff off, cleaning it up a little bit, blah, 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 blah. I don't know what happens. I don't know if a gust of wind comes up, but he falls. All right. Now, below this palm tree line is a wrought iron steel fence that's 10 feet high.
Into the neck?
They had to basically figure out a crane to pick him off of that thing.
Did he survive?
No.
Oh.
No, this was in California. They had to pick him up. They had to pull him off of it.
All right.
But apparently he was hanging there for, like the 2 or 3 hours it took to figure out how to get him off the fence.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah, like Vlad the Impaler crab.
Yeah, don't did it go all the way through?
Oh, yeah.
So he's
slid hanging there. God. And I'm like, oh, I'm reading this like, oh, my God. It was a landscaper. It's like, Jesus Christ. What was your best or worst interaction with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
That is rough, man.
I mean, that's terrible, but I guess it could happen.
Well, obviously it can because it did. I would tell you, prune your own palm trees. That would be my rule.
Or use a bucket, something.
Well, I mean, they hired him.
They did. That's why if I'm him, like, I don't do palm trees.
I can do it. Oh, yeah, okay.
Hello, Mick. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, liquor and my ex-wife.
Oh, liquor and whores.
So years ago, I was a bus driver, city transit down in Oregon, and one of the number one rules for that they gave us was we're not supposed to get involved in any kind of physical altercations on or off the bus. We're supposed to call management or call the cops.
All right.
So I'm driving the bus, my normal route, and I come up to this bus stop, busiest bus stop in town, or at least for this route, and this cop is in a parking lot, and, I mean, she's just getting her ass beat by the suspect, just beating on her. So I hop on the radio. I'm trying to call in. Nobody's answering, so I can't call in. I'm like, well, I'm not supposed to jump in. I'll get fired. I just said, you know what, F it. I'm going to go help her out. So I go and I jump on top of this suspect. I'm trying to help this cop from getting her ass beat. And all of a sudden I feel this really sharp pain in my leg. And I start getting drugged across the parking lot like something you'd see in a horror movie where somebody gets drugged under the bed.
Yeah.
I turn around. It's a damn police dog. He's got my leg, and he's yanking me across the parking lot. And I had no idea what was going on. I was trying to help this gal. She knew I was trying to help her. I announced it, but come to find out, they got a little button on their person that can open the door of their car for the dog to come out if they're in trouble. She couldn't reach it because she was getting pummeled. Well, somehow that button got bumped while I was helping her. Dog came after me instead of suspect. I got drugged across the yard. 13 stitches later, I got a nice scar on my leg from it.
How did someone come to her aid at all?
So a bunch of cops showed up a minute later to help her out, but at the time, I mean, she was so involved with this suspect. Frankly, the suspect was winning, but she couldn't get to her radio. She couldn't get to the button on her bell. Like, she told me about it after it was all said and done when I was in the ambulance, and she's like, "Hey, I'm really sorry about that. That's Cujo, he does what he's supposed to do." And
of course, it's Cujo.
So everybody who's on the bus, and you said it's the busiest stop, is watching their bus driver getting drugged across the parking lot by a dog.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure if you search hard enough, it's on YouTube somewhere. But I had
What city was this
people
in?
Crying. What was that?
Where were you at?
It was down in Oregon, Salem, Oregon.
All right. Okay.
Damn.
Well, at least they have an In-N-Out burger.
I'm gonna Google Salem bus driver.
I mean,
Drug cross
it's
parking lot.
not funny, but goddamn, I want to see that.
Well, and there he goes.
Those dogs, I know the difference.
No.
That button gets hit. She sees somebody over there.
Yep.
Yeah.
What was your best or worst interaction with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Jay. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hola.
Doing great, Jay.
Hola. So it was mid '90s. We were doing counter drug operations. I was in the Coast Guard, and off the coast of Mexico, and we see this speedboat, and it's loaded with cocaine. So we're chasing it down, and we're catching it. We're doing pretty good, and they start throwing bales of cocaine over the side. And we keep chasing them, but as they're throwing more cocaine, they're going faster and faster. They're getting away, right?
Sure.
So anyways, they beach their boat on the coast of Mexico there. We can't go 12 miles to Mexico, territorial waters. But so we got to go back and collect all this cocaine, right? All these bales. And as we're going back to collect them, we drop our small boat, we're picking them up, and we get the one bale. And there is this shark just in on this bale. And he is, whatever is just thrashing. You're like, holy crap, right? I was close. So we were all like, oh. So we collect all the bales, but we don't collect that one because I ain't going near it.
That shark was ready to party.
How big was this shark?
It looked pretty big to me.
But you're like in a dinghy, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, we have a RHI, a rigid hull inflatable.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to be in an inflatable raft
With a shark
in the
that's
water.
on cocaine.
Right, if you put the
That's eating
cocaine,
cocaine, yeah.
in the raft, and the shark is going to try to bite through that to get to more cocaine.
Now, do you know that sharks do, in fact, enjoy cocaine, or do you just think that?
I believe he does.
That when the bales disturb the water, it just attacked?
I asked that question a couple times. I don't know if shark would overdose on it because that's 90% pure stuff. You know what I mean?
Maybe that's why it attacked that
He
one.
likes to party.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we collected just over 2,000 pounds worth of bales, but we left one.
And then what do you do with the cocaine after you collect it?
Well, on that patrol, we turned it over to the Mexican Navy and allowed them to take credit for it.
Okay.
But the other cocaine that busted, we bring it back to the U.S. and we turn it over to the DEA.
And you hand it to Miami.
So then what does the DEA do? I'm trying to get
ship
a
it to
trail of
Las Vegas.
What ends up happening with this cocaine? Is it put in evidence, or not in evidence, but to be used like for fake drug deals later or anything like that, or what?
No, my understanding is they just take it somewhere and they burn it.
Okay.
They destroy it.
Yeah, that's what I would tell you too. Yeah.
If you get on the Key
burn
West,
that.
they still have tourist shirts that say "Save the Bales."
Yeah, save the bales.
They got 4 or 5 of them all tied up. What was your best or worst interaction with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
There's a famous video of a news reporter, and they're burning all those drugs.
Sure. I mean, I
And
know
he's
what
just
happened.
like dying, laughing.
What, from the smoke coming from
the smoke from the
yeah.
weed.
Oh, yeah.
They're burning bales of weed.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's what's going to happen. Hello, Jack. Welcome to the men's room.
Gentlemen, hola.
Hola.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores.
Hey, it's great to get through. I'm the fourth caller on that round. Hey, so this is an 80s story, guys. Back in the day, but I'm 14 or 15 years old, and we got the neighbor. He's in a band, and he bought us some alcohol, and we're just having a few sips, and his good old canine friend Duke, the pit bull, is neatly bundled up on the floor sleeping. So good old Jack decides he's going to pet Duke, and Duke is having none of it. Okay? He's a little alarmed. He lurches at me out of a dead sleep and catches me like at the top, like at the bridge of my nose. And he freaking, with his incisor tooth, his fang tooth, he splits my nose straight down the middle between my nostrils. Ooh.
So he butterflied your nose.
He butterflied my nose. So, yeah, that's what happened. So how do you explain that one to your parents and everyone at school?
I was getting drunk and a pit bull attacked me. Now, what did they stitch it, or did they glue your nose back together, or did they just call you spatchcock? I mean, like what do you do at that point?
Again, here's how that got solved. It was a natural healing. We had an aloe plant right there, so we just kind of put pressure on it, cut the bleeding, and then we went straight with the snap off of the old aloe plant and started gluing it with the aloe plant, and it healed up like a dream.
Wow. Huh. So you don't have any scarring or anything?
No, like I say, not a little scarring. He kind of caught me on the cheek, too. It's kind of a wraparound. I couldn't really tell you what happened because I kind of pulled back from him, but it was one of those ones. It was awfully strange, and I mean, it didn't really hurt or anything. It bled, but we kept it, within reason and put some pressure on it, and then healed it up with the aloe, and then that was pretty much the end of the story.
Damn. Huh. Okay.
Yeah, the first interaction I had with the pit bull, and nothing happened, but there's a chick that I had planned on having sex with. I was invited to her place. I did not know she had a pit bull, but we're sitting on her sofa. So when I opened the door, like, there's a pit bull, whatever, just be cool. Because at this time, not a lot of info was out about them, other than they are evil dogs by breed, right? That's all you heard, but whatever.
They attack all the time.
That's what they do. It's nothing to do with the owner. This is what they do. So, and I don't know any different. I'm maybe 19 at this time or something, but we're sitting on her sofa, and I always remember the pit bull is on the other end of the sofa, just kind of curled up as dogs do. Then he climbs onto the back of the sofa, walks down, and he's directly behind me, and he's just sniffing my head. And I've never been so petrified in my life. And she's like, "Oh, just be cool." I'm like, I'm trying to be cool. Can you please? I mean, like, you can feel and hear his snout, next to your ear. And again, the only thing I'd heard about pit bulls is like they want to kill you. And this thing is just behind me, sniffing my head. Anyway, nothing happened, including me getting laid. So basically, I just got the S scared out of me, and I didn't have sex. Wonderful.
What was the best or worst interaction you've had with an animal? 206-803-ROCK.
Hey. It sucked, man. It was like a sure thing, but it wasn't happening. Hello, Desiree. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello.
Hola.
I finally got through. Hola, bicholas.
Hello, Desiree.
All right. Yes, I have been pushed over by a mastiff.
Yeah, they will do that.
Attacked by a dog. And so my one story is that I was on my way to work, and there was a mama raccoon. I didn't realize she was a mama raccoon.
What? Mama. Okay, gotcha.
So she raised up at me, and everybody's stories are way cooler than mine. But she raised up at me. I ran into the house. I grabbed a paintball gun, and I started shooting at her to scare her off. Unfortunately, I hit the neighbor's van with my paintball gun.
Jesus Christ.
And then I got in trouble.
Did the raccoon ever get scared away, or is it just like you're a terrible shot and your neighbor's going to be pissed?
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what it was. I was a bad shot because it was 5 o'clock in the morning, and yeah, then later I got in trouble because the neighbor called my husband and was like, your wife shot my van with her paintball gun. And so luckily he slightly covered me up and was like, there was a raccoon attacking her.
Why did you have paintball guns anyway? Like, just most people I know, it's very fun. Just most people I know don't have a paintball gun handy.
Well, yeah, that's why I ran back into the house and got the paintball gun.
Yeah.
Why do you have a paint? Do you paintball a lot?
No, I just like to shoot things.
All right. Okay. Well,
And you
Desiree,
do it well.
Good for you.
That's,
you nailed that van.
I'm glad. I just like to shoot things. By the way, I missed
You
the
did.
raccoon
You
and
did.
hit the neighbor's van. Cool.
I just can't see a painted raccoon running through the woods. Like, dude, what happened?
You rob a bank?
You got a huge
What's
pink
going
dot
on?
on you, man. What's up?
They're kind of funny.
Yeah, a little bit.
Coming up, the return of Who Sucks Less on the way at 4:30, and we've got your emails coming up next in the men's room at KISW.com.